Let's talk about the Alien franchise and try to explain the timeline for you. From the mysterious engineers who created humanity to the rise of the terrifying Xenomorphs, the Alien series blends horror, action, and deep questions that have gripped audiences for years. Join us as we break down the story, trace the evolution of these deadly creatures, and uncover the dark secrets of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Get ready, it's time to talk about the world of Alien. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting content. The Alien franchise is a significant part of science fiction, blending horror with deep existential questions. The story spans multiple films and timelines, exploring the mysterious origins of the engineers, the terrifying nature of the Xenomorphs, and humanity's struggle for survival against these deadly creatures. Let's break down the timeline of the Alien universe, detailing the key events and characters along the way. The journey begins in the late 21st century, between 2091 and 2094, with the film Prometheus. This story follows the crew of the spaceship Prometheus as they travel to a distant moon called 22LV3, searching for answers about humanity's origins. At the center of this film are the engineers. The engineers' motivations remain largely mysterious. They are depicted as powerful beings who once inhabited a distant planet and had plans to unleash a deadly bioweapon on humanity. This bioweapon is represented by the black goo, a substance that can radically alter the DNA of any organism it comes into contact with. The film hints that the engineers may have intended to use the black goo to wipe out humanity, possibly viewing their creation as a failure or a threat. As the story unfolds, the crew of the spaceship Prometheus uncovers the ruins of an engineer temple on the moon, LV-223. This site contains evidence of the engineers' existence, including their advanced technology and the mysterious eggs that house the facehuggers, which are crucial to the xenomorph life cycle. The discovery raises questions about the engineers' relationship with humanity and their ultimate intentions. The engineers are tall, humanoid beings standing around 8 to 9 feet in height with muscular and imposing physiques. They have pale, almost marble-like skin and featureless bald heads with deep-set dark eyes. Their appearance is eerily human, but with a more statuesque and otherworldly presence. The engineers are highly advanced. The film also introduces the concept of the engineers as creators who can become destroyers. Their actions suggest a complex relationship with their creations, as they seem to grapple with the consequences of their own experiments. This duality adds depth to their character and sets the stage for the horror that unfolds as the crew encounters the deadly consequences of the engineers' biotechnology. A critical element introduced in Prometheus is the black goo, a potent and unstable bioweapon created by the engineers. This substance has the ability to alter the DNA of any organism it contacts, leading to horrific transformations. The crew soon learns that the engineers had plans to unleash the black goo on Earth, but their mission was interrupted, possibly by their own creations. As the story unfolds, tragedy strikes when crew member Charlie Holloway becomes transformed by the black goo, resulting in chaos and destruction. Elizabeth Shaw survives alongside the android David, who has been decapitated but remains active. By the end of Prometheus, both Elizabeth Shaw and David are left with more questions than answers about the engineers' true nature and their role in the universe. Their journey to find the engineers' home planet signifies humanity's quest for understanding, but it also foreshadows the dark realities that lie ahead. The engineers serve as a powerful symbol of creation, destruction, and the dangers of playing God in the expansive alien universe. In Prometheus, Deacon is a proto-xenomorph that emerges at the end of the film. It is born from the interaction of the black goo with a human host, specifically when a facehugger implants its embryo into a creature that is part engineer and part human. The Deacon represents an early stage in the evolution of the Xenomorph, showcasing the terrifying potential of the black goo. The Deacon is sleek and has a tall, elongated body, standing around 8 to 10 feet tall. Its head is particularly distinctive, featuring a long, pointed crest and a mouth that can open to reveal a secondary jaw similar to the Xenomorphs. The Deacon's design hints at the horrific transformations that the black goo can induce, setting the stage for the more familiar Xenomorphs that follow. Moving to 2104, Alien Covenant continues the narrative by following the crew of the Covenant, a colonization ship headed for a distant planet called Origai 6. They divert to a mysterious planet that appears suitable for colonization, where they encounter David, who has been stranded there after the events of Prometheus. After arriving on the engineer's home planet, Elizabeth Shaw, who survived the events of Prometheus, trusted David and helped him repair his body. However, David's curiosity and obsession with creation led him down a twisted path. David unleashed the black goo, wiping out the entire engineer population. David's reasoning for killing the engineers is that he hated them and had no respect for them or humans. He believes that eliminating them will improve the universe. He experimented on Shaw, ultimately killing her in his pursuit of knowledge. Using the black goo, David conducted numerous gruesome experiments, creating various horrifying creatures. Among his creations were the Neomorphs. The Neomorph is a creature birthed unlike the Xenomorphs. Neomorphs have a different life cycle and physiological characteristics. They are born from spores that are released by the black goo when it interacts with biological matter. When a host comes into contact with these spores, they infect the host, leading to the emergence of the Neomorph. Neomorphs are characterized by their pale, almost translucent skin, and they possess a more animalistic appearance compared to their Xenomorph counterparts. They are agile and fast, making them formidable predators. Adult Neomorphs can stand about 7 to 8 feet tall with elongated limbs and sharp claws. Their heads are elongated with no visible mouths, and they possess a terrifying inner jaw that can extend to latch onto prey. Neomorphs are known for their aggressive behavior and lethal capabilities, making them a significant threat to anyone who encounters them. David's ultimate goal was to perfect the design of these creatures, and after many failed attempts, he finally succeeded in creating the Xenomorph, a nearly perfect organism designed for survival and destruction. This creature, with its acid blood, incredible strength, and relentless nature, is the culmination of David's twisted experiments, marking him as the true architect of the terror that would plague humanity in the Alien franchise. The Xenomorph itself is the franchise's most recognizable creature. Once fully grown, Xenomorphs can reach heights of 8 to 10 feet, with a sleek, biomechanical appearance that is both terrifying and fascinating. Their bodies are often black or dark in colour, with a glossy, chitinous exoskeleton that provides protection. Xenomorphs possess a long, flexible tail that can be used as a weapon, along with powerful limbs equipped with sharp claws. One of their most distinctive features is their inner jaw, which can extend out of their mouths to capture and kill prey. David's ultimate goal is to create the perfect life form, which he believes he has achieved with the Xenomorphs. This twisted experimentation results in deadly encounters with the Covenant crew, culminating in their decimation. The original Alien film takes place in 2122, several decades later. The commercial spaceship Nostromo is on its way back to Earth when it receives a distress signal from the planetoid LV-426. The crew, led by Captain Dallas, investigates and discovers a derelict engineer ship filled with mysterious eggs. One crew member, Kane, is attacked by a Facehugger. The Facehugger is one of the most iconic creatures in the Alien franchise. This parasitic organism is part of the Xenomorph life cycle, playing a crucial role in the reproduction of these deadly creatures. The Facehugger attaches itself to a host, typically by latching onto the face, and implants a Xenomorph embryo into the host's chest. This process is both invasive and lethal, as the host will eventually die when the embryo bursts out, leading to the birth of a fully formed Xenomorph. Facehuggers are typically about 2 to 3 feet long, with a soft, flexible body that allows them to wrap around their hosts. They have a distinctive appearance, with long, thin appendages and a wide, oval-shaped head. Their main goal is to ensure the survival of the Xenomorph species, making them one of the most terrifying aspects of the franchise. This embryo growing into the terrifying Xenomorph that hunts down the crew one by one. Ellen Ripley, the film's protagonist, manages to survive and ultimately blasts the creature into space, establishing her as the franchise's central character. Set in 2142, Alien Romulus unfolds over a single day, focusing on a group of space cadets who discover an abandoned space station orbiting the Jackson Star mining colony. They encounter an android named Science Officer Rook, who reveals that their mission was to retrieve the Xenomorph that Ripley ejected into space years earlier. This mission was part of Weyland-Yutani's plan to create a perfect organism using the Xenomorphs' DNA. The film also introduces a new creature called the Offspring, a hybrid with human and xenomorph traits, which adds a new layer of horror to the narrative. In 2179, Aliens picks up 57 years after the events of Alien. Ripley, having survived her previous ordeal, is persuaded to join a mission to LV-426, now a terraformed colony named Hadley's Hope. When the colony goes silent, Ripley suspects the involvement of xenomorphs. This film introduces the concept of a xenomorph hive and the Queen. The Queen is a massive and imposing version of the xenomorph, responsible for laying eggs and maintaining the hive. Queens can reach up to 15 feet in height, with a larger, more robust body compared to standard xenomorphs. They possess a long, segmented tail and a distinct head with elongated features, allowing them to emit pheromones to control the hive. Queens are fiercely protective of their territory and will aggressively defend their brood from any threats. Ripley and a team of Marines face overwhelming numbers of xenomorphs, culminating in a fierce battle between Ripley and the Queen. In the end, Ripley manages to destroy the colony and escape with a few survivors. Alien 3, also set in 2179, picks up immediately after Aliens. Ripley, along with surviving crew members Hicks and Newt, crash lands on a remote prison planet called Fiorina 161. Tragically, Newt and Hicks die in the crash, leaving Ripley to confront a new xenomorph threat alone. A facehugger has made it to the planet and infects an inmate, leading to the birth of a new xenomorph variant known as the Runner, which is more agile and animalistic than its predecessors. As Ripley learns she is carrying a xenomorph queen embryo, she decides to sacrifice herself to prevent the Weyland-Yutani Corporation from using it as a weapon. Set 200 years after Ripley's death, Alien Resurrection takes place in 2379. Scientists clone Ripley in an attempt to extract the xenomorph queen embryo she carried. The result is a hybrid Ripley, possessing enhanced abilities due to her xenomorph traits. As the military begins experimenting with breeding xenomorphs, the creatures escape, leading to chaos. The Queen gives birth to a new hybrid called the Newborn, which has both human and xenomorph characteristics. Resulting from the cloning process that Ripley underwent, the Newborn is approximately 8 feet tall and has a grotesque appearance with a large head, pale skin, and a humanoid shape. Unlike traditional xenomorphs, the Newborn has more human-like facial features, including expressive eyes and a mouth that can exhibit a range of emotions. However, its instincts are still predatory and violent, making it a significant threat to those around it. In a climactic confrontation, Ripley ultimately kills the Newborn and escapes to Earth with a small group of survivors. The Alien series is full of complex stories, but one thing that stays the same is the presence of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Let's take a look at how this company has shaped the story, as it's probably the most constant element in the Alien universe. In the end, everything seems to connect back to Weyland-Yutani. Weyland-Yutani Corporation, often referred to as the Company, plays a major role in the Alien universe, driving much of the conflict and horror in the series. Formed by the merger of Weyland Corp and Yutani Corporation, it represents the darker side of corporate ambition. Weyland Corp, founded by Sir Peter Weyland, was known for its advancements in robotics, space exploration, and terraforming. Yutani Corporation, known for its technological and weapons development, complemented Weyland's goals, creating a powerful and influential conglomerate. Sir Peter Weyland's obsession with pushing the limits of human achievement led him to fund the Prometheus mission to find the engineers, the creators of humanity. This drive for discovery and advancement was rooted in a desire to unlock the secrets of life itself. Weyland-Yutani's primary motivation is profit, and they will go to great lengths, including endangering lives, to acquire new technology and resources. Their obsession with the xenomorphs, viewing them as the ultimate bioweapon, is evident throughout the series. The company repeatedly attempts to capture and study these dangerous creatures, regardless of the risk they pose. The company is notorious for its unethical practices and secrecy. They have sacrificed entire crews to obtain xenomorph specimens and covered up catastrophic events to achieve their goals. Weyland-Yutani operates in the shadows, often withholding critical information from their own employees to manipulate them into dangerous situations. In Prometheus, the company's funding led to the discovery of the black goo and the proto-xenomorphs. In Alien, it's revealed that Weyland-Yutani knew about the xenomorphs on LV-426. Before sending the Nostromo crew to investigate, their true goal was to retrieve a xenomorph no matter the cost. In Aliens, they established a colony on LV-426, unknowingly placing it over the derelict ship with xenomorph eggs, and sent Marines to investigate when contact was lost. In Alien 3, they aimed to capture Ripley and extract a xenomorph queen embryo from her, regardless of the risk. Even in Alien Resurrection, although the company was absorbed by another corporation, its legacy of unethical research continued, with military scientists cloning Ripley to extract the xenomorph queen. Weyland-Yutani stands as a powerful symbol of corporate greed and the dangers of unchecked ambition. Their relentless pursuit of profit and willingness to sacrifice human lives make them one of the most formidable antagonists in the Alien franchise, often proving to be as terrifying as the xenomorphs themselves. The Alien franchise presents a complex array of creatures, each with its own unique characteristics and life cycles, from the creation of the Neomorph to the emergence of the Deacon, Facehugger, Xenomorph, Queen, and Newborn. These entities contribute to the rich and terrifying tapestry of the Alien universe. Each creature not only serves as a formidable foe, but also raises questions about creation, destruction, and the consequences of humanity's actions in the face of advanced biotechnology. Each film adds depth to the story. The origins of the Xenomorphs, the consequences of human hubris, and the clash between alien species create a rich tapestry that continues to captivate audiences. I hope this video has helped clear up the complicated storyline of the Alien franchise, especially since the movies came out in different orders. With the upcoming Alien Earth TV series, I'm curious to see how it fits into the timeline. There were also 2 Alien vs Predator films, but they aren't considered canon and really mess up the timelines. Since they aren't great films, it's easy to skip them, but if you want to hear more about them, drop me a comment and I can make a video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe, it really helps me out. If I made any errors, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to hear where I might have gone wrong. Until next time, peace out.